Ever wondered why some days feel hotter than they actually are? The answer lies in a little something called the heat index. Let's kick things off with a basic understanding of what the heat index is. It's a measure that combines air temperature and relative humidity to determine the human perceived equivalent temperature. In simpler terms, it's how hot it feels to the human body when relative humidity is factored in with the actual air temperature. Now you might be thinking, okay, but why does humidity matter? Isn't it all about the temperature? Well, not quite. You see, humidity plays a crucial role in how our bodies perceive heat. When it's humid, the air is saturated with water vapor, which slows down the evaporation of sweat from our skin. This evaporation process is our body's natural cooling mechanism, so when it's hindered, we feel hotter than the actual temperature suggests. Imagine it's a sizzling summer day with an air temperature of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. But wait, the relative humidity is also high, say around 70%. Even though the thermometer reads 90 degrees, your body might perceive it as a sweltering 105 degrees or more. Quite a difference, isn't it? So, you can see how the heat index isn't just about the raw numbers on a thermometer. It's a more comprehensive measure that takes into account the effect of humidity on our perception of heat. It's about understanding that even if the thermometer isn't hitting triple digits, the combination of heat and humidity can still make it feel like it's off the charts. This understanding can be crucial, especially during the summer months or in climates where high heat and humidity are common. It can inform decisions about hydration, outdoor activities, and even health precautions to prevent heat-related illnesses. So, in essence, understanding the heat index is crucial in comprehending just how hot it might feel outside, even if the thermometer tells you otherwise. Now that we know what the heat index is, how exactly do we calculate it? You might be asking yourself this question, and the answer is quite fascinating. The heat index calculation involves a bit of math, but don't worry, we'll break it down into easy-to-understand terms. To calculate the heat index, we need two crucial pieces of information: the air temperature and the relative humidity. These two factors together create the apparent temperature, the temperature that the human body feels. This is because our bodies cool down by evaporating sweat, and when the humidity is high, this evaporation process is slower, making us feel hotter than the actual air temperature. So, how do we bring these two elements together? The heat index is calculated using a complex mathematical formula that was developed by the National Weather Service in the United States. While the formula is quite intricate, involving 8 coefficients, a constant, and calculations for temperature to the power of 2 and 3, as well as humidity to the power of 2 and 3, you don't have to be a mathematician to understand it. In essence, it's all about how the temperature and humidity interact to affect our perception of heat. For those of us who aren't mathematically inclined, there's good news. The National Weather Service provides a handy heat index chart that does the calculation for you. This chart cross-references temperature and humidity levels to give you an approximate heat index value. It's a simple tool that can help you understand how hot it might feel outside, even if the thermometer tells you otherwise. However, it's important to remember that the heat index is not a perfect measurement. It's based on shady, light wind conditions. In direct sunlight, the heat index value can increase by up to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Similarly, strong winds, particularly hot ones, can also make it feel hotter. So even if the heat index is relatively low, you might still find yourself feeling the heat more intensely depending on your surroundings. Also, individual factors such as age, health status, body mass, clothing, and personal activity levels can influence how each person perceives the heat. So while the heat index can give us a general idea of the day's heat intensity, it's crucial to listen to our bodies and take appropriate precautions to stay cool. Understanding how to calculate the heat index can help you better prepare for the day's weather. But remember, it's not just about the numbers. The heat index is a useful tool, but it's only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to staying safe and comfortable in hot weather. So stay tuned as we explore more about the importance of the heat index and provide some practical tips for dealing with high heat index conditions. Why should we care about the heat index? Why does it matter? Let's delve into the significance of the heat index, primarily focusing on its implications for human health. The heat index, as we've learned, is a measure that illustrates how hot it truly feels to our bodies based on the air temperature and humidity. It's not just about how hot it is outside, but rather how hot it feels to us. That feeling can have profound effects on our well-being. When the heat index is high, it can lead to serious heat-related illnesses such as heat stroke and dehydration. Heat stroke is a severe condition that occurs when your body overheats, usually as a result of prolonged exposure to or physical exertion in high temperatures. Symptoms can include high body temperature, altered mental state or behavior, alteration in sweating, nausea and vomiting, flushed skin, rapid breathing, racing heart rate, and headache. It's a medical emergency that can damage your brain, heart, kidneys, and muscles if not treated quickly. Dehydration, on the other hand, is a condition that can occur when the loss of body fluids, mostly water, exceeds the amount that is taken in. With dehydration, more water is moving out of our cells and bodies than what we take in through drinking. We lose water every day in the form of water vapor in the breath we exhale and in our excreted sweat, urine, and stool. Along with the water, small amounts of salts are also lost. When we lose too much water, our bodies may become out of balance or dehydrated. So when the heat index is high, it's vital to take precautions. Stay hydrated by drinking plenty of fluids, avoid strenuous activities during the hottest parts of the day, and seek out cool, shaded areas whenever possible. It's not just about comfort, it's about protecting your health. The heat index is more than just a number. It's a guide to understanding how the weather could potentially affect your health. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and pay attention to the heat index. It's an essential tool for maintaining your health and well-being in the heat. So we've talked about what the heat index is, how it's calculated, and why it's important. Now, how can we use this knowledge to our advantage? Let's take a moment to summarize the key points we've covered. The heat index is a measure that reflects the actual temperature our bodies perceive, considering both the air temperature and the humidity level. Even with a lower actual temperature, high humidity can result in a higher heat index, making us feel much hotter than what the thermometer indicates. This is crucial information, as a high heat index can pose potential health risks. It's not just about feeling uncomfortable in the heat, it's about preventing heat-related illnesses like heat stroke and heat exhaustion, which can have serious, even fatal consequences. So how can we protect ourselves on high heat index days? Here are some practical tips. First, hydration is key. Our bodies lose water faster when it's hot, especially if we're sweating. So it's essential to drink plenty of water, even if you don't feel thirsty. Staying well hydrated helps our bodies cool down and prevents dehydration, which can lead to more serious heat-related illnesses. Second, limit your outdoor activities during the peak heat hours. This is typically between 11 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, when the sun is at its highest, and the heat index is likely to be at its peak. If you must be outdoors during these hours, try to stay in the shade or wear protective clothing and sunscreen to shield yourself from the sun's rays. Third, seek out cool areas. If you don't have air conditioning at home, consider spending time in public places that do, like libraries, shopping malls, or community centers. Even a few hours in a cooler environment can provide relief and help prevent heat-related illnesses. Finally, listen to your body. If you start to feel dizzy, nauseous, or overly tired, it's a sign that your body may be overheating. If this happens, stop what you're doing, drink some water, and try to cool down as soon as possible. Knowledge is power, and understanding the heat index is a powerful tool in maintaining your health during the hot summer months. It's not just about knowing how hot it feels outside, but also about understanding the potential risks and knowing how to protect yourself. Remember, understanding and respecting the power of the heat index can be a vital tool in maintaining your health during the hot summer months. Stay safe and keep cool.